What's up, ATG fam? I don't believe there's such a thing as a bad exercise, but let's look at this in application. In zero, I spent 12 weeks working on elephant walk. Then in dense, I spent 12 weeks working on a slant board, Jefferson curl, and a seated good morning. Then in standards, I spent 12 weeks working on a single leg back extension and a Romanian deadlift. Now, I'm working on driving up my squat. Romanian deadlift is a very exhausting exercise, so to keep that length while driving up my squat, I work on a similar movement pattern, reaching the butt back, keeping the knees behind the ankles in the bottom position, trying to stretch those hamstrings. So this is actually a set from my workout today, so I thought, what a good exercise to show. Now check this out from my preparation. Romanian deadlifts, I could drop the weight if I got into trouble. Even the seated good morning, we start training with dumbbells. Jefferson curl, we don't load heavy. Single leg back extension, you could let the weight down. So all very safe by nature, right? So any movement could be made unsafe by how heavy you do it, what you force yourself to. We want to pick smart options. Now I've prepared myself. This is not a position that you want to fail on. But what if I did? What if I did? You see what I mean? I'm still protected because of how I've prepared myself. So that's the point. My training is making me more resilient. Anything still could be made. For example, I do depth jumps every week. I do 20 depth jumps. Now what I do is I only drop from a height that I can rebound over a hurdle of that same height. If you took a depth jump high enough, you would die. You see the point? So there is no absolute, there's no such thing as just a safe or unsafe movement. Every movement could be made safe or unsafe. My job is staging these movements in a way that makes us more bulletproof. So I thought this was a good example. And to round out this concept, realize I'm only working up in the standing good morning to the exact same weight that I did in the ATG split squat. So my knee is staying balanced to my hip, and both the ATG split squat and the standing good morning in this program are only worked to a specific percentage of our double leg squat. So I'm actually quite obsessive about the safety of the process when you consider how much all those regress. And never forget, the ATG split squat regresses in all three ways that people think they can. Ankle mobility, heel up is great. Back, knee, meaning hip flexor, length, front foot elevated handles that, and even lower body pain free strength. You can do it assisted. That's exactly how I started, and that's how I got here, by putting in the work at my level, getting to a much more bulletproof point than if I avoided certain motions altogether.